Hey y'all, this is Earth Experience by KO. I decided to do a video today because it's my solar return. I guess I'm gonna make it like a part one and part two. Y'all, excuse me, I am sweating. Whew, I'm sweating bullets. I'm in I'm in Georgia. I wouldn't say South Georgia, but it feels like it with the heat. I'm in Georgia inside my schoolie right now. Been doing some stuff in here today on my birthday. And I wanted to come on and say that I'm grateful to be alive, for one, because 4 years ago, I was almost shot and killed by a racist cop in South Georgia. There's a whole lot behind it, a whole lot of people involved, folks that I never would have. Well, let me stop lying. I had red flags. I believe they did it. It doesn't even shock me at all. I wanted to come on and basically say everybody's not who you think they are. Everybody's not your friend. They don't have your best interests at heart. I'm actually shocked that I'm still here today because I've had things attack me since I was a child. The demonic enemy family that I was born into, the demonic maternal carrier that was assigned to me, is a root worker from South Alabama. And if you know anything about spirituality or roots, I ain't gotta say much more. Okay, so I'm grateful to be alive today and still be in my right mind and still have things. Because in this life, what you'll come to find is people won't want you to have a daggum thing. You can have a damn cardboard box and folks will be mad at you about having a cardboard box, and they could have a mansion. It's what I've come to realize, and what others have told me that are not crazy demonic psychopaths, is that it's the light. It's what's in you, not on you. I used to have a buddy in Birmingham and he used to tell me all the time, it's in you, it ain't on you. It's in you, it's not on you. He'd always say that to me, and that stuck with me. And I could never understand why a couple of months ago I started noticing so-called friends, even though I would pump their businesses up, pump them up, because they had their own little thing. I've always been Kiami, the weird one. I'm not gonna call myself the black sheep anymore because, for one, sheep are followers. I ain't a follower. That's one thing the demonic maternal carrier told me to never be as a child, even though she had tried to stop me every inch of the way. So I don't fall for that black sheep crap anymore, because not a sheep, basically probably a wolf, a lone wolf. And even the term wolves in sheep clothing, there's no such thing, because wolves walk either in packs or alone, and you see them. They ain't got to hide. You see them. So that's basically what, quote unquote, chosen people, and I hate to even use that word because it's being beat into the ground on YouTube. No offense to anybody using that term, because I watch some of y'all, and some of y'all are great, some of y'all are fake. Just put it that way. But I noticed as a child, I used to get picked on at school. The teachers would be... Now, I'm from South Alabama, so I'm going to go and bust it out the water. Y'all already know about racism, and I'm going to leave it at that. Okay? Some of the teachers were full of shit and racist. The town is full of crap and racist. They hide it well, and most copper tone people down there put their head down and they go along to get along. That was never me. I got in what they used to say good trouble a lot as a child, and I still kind of get in good trouble because I tend to shake the room when I walk in there, and I didn't know that till somebody else told me that. And I have been spiritually ignorant out here and didn't know anything about energy. I just knew I used to feel certain stuff, and when I was around certain people or in certain areas, and that essentially makes you a target to individuals that are operating on these certain, wavelengths that are pretty low, in my opinion, and they just hate you. From the time I was a kid, cousins, I'd have people try to steal. I used to love Pocahontas, perfect example. And one of my cousins, I had to be about 7 years old. This is why that whole imitation is flattery. That shit ain't flattering to me. Be yourself. There's another lady on here Goes by Wayward Renegade Witches, and she said a long time ago that soul swapping. Y'all better get with it. Y'all better get with it. And that's real. And even at that age, I knew I didn't want anybody dressing like me or being like me. When everybody else wore a certain thing, I wore something different. I didn't care if I got laughed at. But I like Pocahontas, and one of my cousins went and had her mama buy her everything that I had Pocahontas, and I stopped wearing it. I knew then I didn't like it. I don't like it. Imitation ain't flattering me. Be yourself. And if you can't be yourself, get you some help. Spiritual help, whatever kind of help you need to get, you need to get it. Because the whole copycat shit has been going on my entire life. I could not have a thing, and these people can have so much stuff, and they still find a reason to try to possess your energy. They hate you. They hate you. They hate everything that you stand for, but they want to be exactly like you. And either one or two things. They either gonna try to soul swap or try to kill your butt or try to take you on up out of here because you threaten, you know, what they're trying to do, which is become you, which is some weird to me. It's weird. Like, I always thought I was a weirdo. I got picked on a lot. You know, I always had gangs ganging up on me, and I'm not talking about like gangs like, you know, those type of gangs. People, a lot of unmarried gang of bandits. And people I've fed, people I've, you know, given things to, and it's crazy to me. From childhood up until now, and I have been having to learn these lessons because I keep letting the same energetic signature, the same spirit come around me through different people. Instead of saying, now one time I identified it and I cut it off. But these things have almost cost me my life by being spiritually immature. So being today that I've reached this age, I'm in shock because there's been multiple times where I was supposed to be gone, even as a young child. You know, almost been in a car accident, just all kind of things. And I was in a car accident in high school. You know, just all kind of things have come at me. A whole town being against you. It's craziness. It's madness to even have to talk about it or say these things. But I'm glad that a lot of more people are coming out with this because people are, and they call themselves loners, but yeah, we are really not alone out here. There are so many people. I was in shock to learn that my demonic maternal carrier was not the only demonic maternal carrier out here. That there are plenty of other females and males that have demonic maternal carriers. I was in shock. So, social media, for one, I have a love-hate relationship with it. Don't like it for many reasons. Like it for many other reasons. Like, we can relate to each other now. We can come and share our story now. Our voices, a lot of our voices have been silenced for a long time. From the time we were little, because we had a great purpose. We have a reason to be here. For some reason, I'm supposed to be here. Because Lord knows I'm surprised my back's still there. From how many stab marks and wounds I got back there. I'm surprised I still got it. Like, for real. Because I've always had friends come around. I introduce them to people. All of a sudden, everybody hate me and they friends with them. And I'd be like, what the heck just happened? You was just eating in my room. Like, I don't get it. What happened? So, I've always had that stuff happen to me as a child, especially when I would tell the truth. Apparently, truth, even though Bob Marley said it ain't a sin, it definitely is an offense. Because people will gang up on you and you be like, what the heck? I ain't even know y'all was even cool. Oh, okay. So the common denominator was always me. So two people that could totally not even like each other or have anything in common or have any business being together will come together. One or two or three of them will gather up the rest of the unmarried gang of daggone bandits to come against you. They will slander your name. They will call you. I can't tell you how many times I've been called crazy. Oh my goodness. I can't tell you how many times I've been called crazy. It's ridiculous. By the main people doing crazy shit. Crazy, unconscionable shit. Like, How do you hate your own family member? Y'all are slow. Something is wrong with you. And I don't mean slow in that aspect. I mean something is wrong with you. Your mind is gone. It's bad. You're bad-minded. It's gone. For anybody that sits up and pretends to be somebody's friend for a day, a week, a month, definitely years. The ones that sit up on it for years, that's a whole nother level of insanity. I don't even know what to say about that. That's a whole nother level. To sit up under, and what they do is they sit up under you to figure out your ways, to learn stuff that they can use against you, and to learn stuff that they can use for themselves that you possess that they do not have. They weren't born with it. They ain't got it. They try to steal the sauce, recreate the sauce. You still gonna damn fail because it ain't yours. It ain't yours. I tell everybody, snatch your shit back. Snatch it back. Because these some soul swapping, soul stealing, raggedy so-and-sos out here in these daggum streets. It is going to get even crazier. This is not fear-mongering. This is me telling you. Don't be spiritually ignorant like me. It could cost you your life. I thank the Creator, my ancestral team, whatever entities and deities are walking with me, whoever is out there genuinely praying for me and not praying on me or against me. Because let me tell you, the church up out of my town is demonic, and they got some stuff going on, but that's another video. That's another video. Today, I am just saying how I am grateful to be here and just sitting and thinking back on all the times I wasn't supposed to be here, or people didn't want me to be here. Even a couple of months ago, people didn't want me to be here. People that used to come in my shop, used to sit with me. Oh, the energy's great. The energy's great in here. Oh, that's all they wanted. This is all they wanted. These people online keep saying energy is currency. And it is. And it took me a long time to figure that out. It took me a long time. I used to wonder, like, I ain't even got nothing. They got more than me. Why are they acting like this towards me? I'm pretty simple. I am pretty simple. I don't really like all that frou-frou, that fanfare. Whoever does, that's on you. That's great. That's your personality. That's your thing. Not me. I'm cool. I am a country girl. I grew up in South Alabama by way of South Georgia as well, because my dad is from South Georgia. Well, my demonic paternal carrier is from South Georgia. I grew up running down back roads in Early County, Georgia. If y'all know where that is, that's country. Okay, in Clay County, Georgia, that's country. Okay, I grew up that type of thing where when I got sick, my grandma put me in a chicken coop. Okay, those type of things. Where I shuck corn and slop pigs. So I'm not, it ain't even that serious. So I don't really have to have a lot of stuff, shiny things. So to me, I don't understand why people even have an issue with me, because what I've been since I came into this earth is too overly friendly, too overly helpful, to the point where I help so many people, I wasn't even helping myself. That is no longer the case. I'm gonna have to sit and meditate and pray real hard about who I'm gonna help from this day forward. April 2022 woke me up. It woke me up again. I cracked so many codes, broke so many codes, learned so many things, and my 2 children even helped me with it, which is they're 2 amazing little people. And I just thought back that I have walked this walk alone my entire life, because I've always had people come in and come out. And they have to get gone because they done stole your whole shit. They done stole your whole identity. I looked around, I ain't even gonna get her no play. Let's just say I've been wearing cowboy hats and cowboy boots since I was a little girl. Okay? I've loved it. There's old pictures of me in Panama City when I was a teenager with hats on and boots. Okay? People that know me know that I have worn cowboy boots and and all of a sudden I know the stuff start leaving me and going to other people, and certain people starting to look like how I would, be and dress and stuff like that. And I said, this is some wild mess, because I never did that to them. I've always assumed my own identity. I took the stones off, I took the waist beads off, and I literally felt like something left me when I did, because I truly feel like we're all connected. And the person that I was getting them from, he's not a bad person, but I noticed more and more people started going to get his jewelry. And I was like, nah, I don't want to be connected to these certain people. So I took it off. I took it off. Because I started looking like everybody else. I have never wanted to look like everybody else since I was a little girl in my little meat hick town in South Alabama. Never. I was picked on by the other black girls in town. Don't know why. I didn't do nothing to them. I used to have hair down my back. Was a cheerleader, which, you know, my little town, you was lucky to have 3 or 4 black girls at the same time on the squad. So you figure that out. But it was just madness to me. And it's the same spirit, the same cycle that has followed me up until today, because it ends today. April, I had that. That was like my last lesson from my spiritual team and the Creator. I got it. I hear it loud and clear. I am glad I did. I'm in shock that I'm still here from all the stuff that was thrown at me, from all the stuff that was happening to me. Even things that are still, you know, people are still doing stuff. This is a wicked world. And the naivete that I had to sit there and think that it wasn't. To sit and think that people are good and they ain't have a bit of good in them. To sit and find out certain things that my demonic family was in, you know, had their hand in, still have their hand in, and all y'all gonna have to atone for that. Spiritually atone for that. You know, there's so many people now telling their stories, and I thought mine was bad. There are horror stories. Oh my, it's the people walking through. I can't even imagine. Don't want to imagine. Don't want to walk through it. And to be here today on my quote unquote, as they say, birthday, I call it my solar return, my earth strong, because I'm still here. It's mind blowing. It's amazing. Last year I sat at a table full of snakes that ended up coming late anyway. Sat in a restaurant that I promoted from because I thought the person was my friend. That's my problem. Was my problem. Past tense. I always think people be my friends, but they don't really be my friends. They just, I don't know what the hell they be. They just be to get what they gonna get and get gone. And then start talking like me, start saying stuff that I say, and I be like, you don't even believe in that. You didn't even, okay. Alright. A little switcheroo there you did. So every time I sat with myself after April, ironically, Easter is when I had this whole... And I thought back to what Wayward said about soul swapping, soul stealing. And there's another lady, and I'm going to say their name because this is their words. I'm not going to copycat because that's happened to me my entire life. She goes by Mama Wisdom Tree. She said to me I'm not even going to say what she said to me in private. This is what she also said on her video. If people will see the gifts you have or whatever God has given you, and they will want to take it. She also said, everybody is not worthy of your help. Had I listened to her almost 2 years ago, I would not have had to walk back in that same cycle. Some people are also scared to stand alone. They're also scared to stand up for the authentic, raw truth. They're also scared to face that this world ain't shit and your family might not be shit. Your husband might not be shit. Your boyfriend might not be shit. For the older folks, your children might not be shit. It's just, people just might not be what you think they are because you don't know what's driving that vehicle. You don't know what's in that vehicle. What's in this avatar, this flesh. You don't know what spirit is in there or spirits. And if you're not spiritually in tune, that's fine. I got it. You ain't got to even watch this. You can click off. But you don't know what's driving that vehicle. You don't know if it's jealousy. You don't know if it's envy, if it's hate, if it's murder, the spirit of murder. You don't know what it is in that vessel, in that avatar. You don't know. You don't know. So when she said people are not worthy of your help and folks will want to take your gifts, she wasn't lying. She wasn't lying. She wasn't lying. She wasn't lying at all. So shout out to Mama Wizardry down there in Alabama, my home state, for keeping it real with that, because that's a real thing. And had I listened to her almost 2 years ago, I wouldn't have been in the mess I was in back in April. But what it is why these people keep going and doing the same thing, it baffles me, because y'all been doing this since I was a child. And then for the ones that have been around me since Germany, because what I also found out is most of the people I was stationed with are super snake. I wouldn't trust. Oh my God, I don't even know what to say. Those were the worst ones. Those were the worst unmarried gang of bandits. The ones that are closest to you can do the most damage, because they can use whatever you do or say against you, no matter if they do it or do worse than you, because they want you, in their mind, you're bad. You're the bad person, and you've been the bad person since they met you, in their sick minds. And you just going along thinking everything peachy keen, and everything ain't peachy keen. It's not. It can cost you your life. It can cost you your livelihood, your job, your house, your car. It can cost you everything by not being spiritually aware or physically aware. Your stomach will start doing stuff when you get around certain people. You'll get a tight feeling, or something will come over you where you know either I ain't supposed to be in this space, or in place, or around this person. I'm surprised I'm still here. Gratitude ain't even the word. I don't even know what to say. Last year I spent it at a table full of snakes, with a birthday cake made by a big old snake that I had helped out the kindness of my heart. She turned around and did a favor, but it went out the kindness of her heart, and it wasn't a pleasant experience. That's another thing. People will help you just to say they help you, but they won't tell how they treated you during their help, or why they helped you. That's a lot too. See, people like me and others that come on here and talk about the things that have happened to them, they have genuinely helped people out the kindness of their heart, not because they was putting it on the shelf so they could use it later. Well, I helped her, but you slept with her boyfriend. I helped her, but you might have keyed her car, slashed her tires, and she didn't know it. I helped her, but you spread a rumor about her. Not saying none of this happened to me. I'm just saying, this is, I helped her, but you talked about it the whole time you was helping her. I helped her, but you really didn't want to help. You did it for some underlying bull crap, to be able to come back and take that off the shelf and say, well, look, this the one time I helped her. So it can trump all the other times you done all this bull crap to this one person. Y'all stay mindful out there. I am grateful. This year, after I leave my schoolie, which is what I'm in right now. That's my little front area. What I'm in right now, school is a school bus turned into an RV. I'm still renovating it. That's a whole nother story in itself. And I'm gonna go get out in nature. I'm gonna go have, chill with some very important little people in my life. And nature. I gotta give back to nature. I got to. I've always been that way since I was a little girl. It was my peace. And it's still my peace. Y'all be mindful out there. Everybody is not for you. I'm not saying everybody's against you. It can feel like that, because sometimes they can do some work to where everybody just coming at you. And you gotta know how to combat that mess. But be mindful so you can make it to another solar return. So your children can make it to another solar return. Because sometimes when evil people can't get you, they go to your kids. They go to your business. They go to whatever you possess, whatever you have, they go after it. Even if it's just your life. You could be homeless on the streets. You could be in a box. They will still try to take your life from you because they don't have it. A lot of these spiritual folks on YouTube or out here in these streets, they don't have a gift in the first. They have a gift of thievery. They have a gift of you go get one of them readings by one of these jokers and now all your shit just done went left. All the way left. Because they done did something to you because they don't have what you have. I was warned about dealing with people spiritually, church-wise or spiritual-wise, and I did not listen. And it was a detriment to me. Because people don't want to see you happy. The old saying, people want to see you happy, just not as happy as them. People want to see you with stuff, just not as much as them. And it's crazy, because I ain't even want much. How many folks you know want to live in a school bus? For real. And I ain't talking about the ones dropping $50K in them. How many? Alternative living. It ain't much. Even those people that are homesteaders, that homeschooled before the pandemic happened, I got so much for that because I wanted to homeschool. I remember when I breastfed my oldest child, I got flack for that. Anytime you go against the grain, The Road Less Traveled By was one of my favorite works as a child. Still is. Because that was my whole philosophy, my whole motto, my whole mission was the road less traveled by. If everybody wore green, I wore blue. If everybody went left, I went right. If everybody went right, I went left. I got in good trouble for it, and I don't give a daggum. And I'm still